Welcome to Book Chats. I'm Patricia Sargeant, and we're chatting about Peril and Peril, the second book in my Sister Lou Mysteries Cozy Mystery series that I write as Olivia Matthews. Since I went through the whole sad origin of my Olivia Matthews alter ego in Book Chat episode 9, I'm not going to relive that story this time. I'll just summarize it by saying that Olivia Matthews is my mystery identity and Patricia Sargeant writes romance. But what I will reiterate in this book chat is that when I write the Sister Lou mysteries, I write them in a way that you can read them out of order. I realize that readers don't necessarily discover a series in their deliberate order, but I try to give you enough background information about the characters and the setup so that you can get pulled into the story world without giving away spoilers from previous mysteries. I'm still referring to Peril and Prayer as the second book that I wrote for the Sister Lou Mysteries, though. And here is the book description. The tagline is, Avoiding Deadly Habits. How do you solve a problem like Mariana? That's cute, isn't it? The copy editors came up with that, and they're referring back to The Sound of Music. If you've ever seen that musical, it's one of my favorites. So, avoiding deadly habits. How do you solve a problem like Mariana? This year's Advent retreat has been booked for the congregation of the Sisters of St. Hermione of Ephesius at the pastoral Briar Coast Cabin Resorts in New York. But when the combative Sister Mariana practically loses her religion arguing over minor details with resort co-owner Autumn Tassler, Sister Louise Lou LaSalle blessedly steps in as peacemaker. Only days later, Autumn is found strangled in her office, and hot-headed Sister Mariana becomes the sheriff's deputy's prime suspect. They believe her missing scarf may be the murder weapon, but Sister Lou believes Sister Mariana is being framed. If she has a prayer of keeping Sister Mariana out of prison, she'll need to once again put her faith in her nephew, Chris LaSalle, and reporter Shari Henson to help her solve the case. As the trio tries to cross suspects off the list, Sister Lou has no choice but to stick her neck out if she's going to unveil who is desperate enough to resort to murder. So that's the setup. And here is a scene that I'm calling Guilty. It's an excerpt of a scene from the book, and I'm going to read it to you now. Remember, pay close attention because, exactly, I don't do voices. Here we go. Sister Mariana made a visible effort to pull herself together. Against the material of her navy skirt suit, her already pale skin appeared almost translucent. Her deep breaths caused her shoulders and chest to rise, then abruptly drop. All right. The deputies arrived shortly after 3 o'clock. Sister Mariana folded her hands together on her lap. The skin above her knuckles showed white. I escorted them back to my office from the reception area, and they immediately went on the attack. I find it impossible to believe that Deputy Tate was educated in a Catholic institution. He is an especially odious man. They asked me where I was Monday morning at the time that Autumn was murdered. Then they told me they were continuing their search for the murder weapon. That's when they pulled out a very large cotton applicator and demanded a sample of my DNA. The entire process was demeaning, demoralizing, and invasive. But they haven't found a scarf? Sister Lou was grasping at straws, but even small details mattered. No, they have not. I also told them that I knew that they were well aware of the fact that I'd misplaced my scarf. What was their response? They said that they were confident that they'll find it. Once they did, they'd send it to the forensics lab for testing. They said they wanted me to be aware of that. Why? Why would I need to be aware of that? Sister Mariana's voice rose in near hysteria. Mariana, stay with me. I need you to continue to concentrate." Sister Lou considered everything Sister Mariana had just told her as she rolled her pen between her thumb and index finger. She thought, why are they still so focused on Mariana and her scarf? "Louise, they were so feral!" Sister Mariana interrupted the heavy silence. Sister Lou's mind worked to find the missing pieces of this dire puzzle. "Mariana, someone's framing you." "What?" Sister Lou waited for her hearing to return. "The deputies want to believe our congregation is somehow involved in this tragedy, and someone is feeding their conspiracy." The fear was stark on Sister Mariana's face. "But how do I prove my innocence when someone is deliberately trying to make me look guilty?" And that's the end of that scene. One of the things that I wanted to chat with you about today are the covers of these two Sister Lou Cozy Mystery books. Mayhem and Mass was the first book I wrote. And as you can see, there's a cat on the cover. It's big. It's bigger than Sister Lou. But there's a cat on the cover of the book. When I pitched the idea of the Sister Lou Mysteries, I did not pitch a cat. In the story, Sister Lou, as you may know, she talks to her nephew Chris. She talks to her friends, Sister Carmen and Shari, and the prioress, and she talks to God. In the pacing of my stories, I did not see a place for her to speak to any pets. And in addition, mother houses where the sisters live don't allow pets for obvious reasons. So I did not have a cat in my Sister Lou stories. So when I got the cover and I saw that there was a cat, I asked for the publisher to remove the cat because there's no cat in the story. But they said, no, we're going to keep the cat because cats sell cozy mysteries. And I argued that that would mislead the readers, but I was overruled. And then Mayhem and Mass came out, and everyone wanted to know where the cat was, because there's no cat in the story. And I had to explain what happened with the whole cover design. Okay. Readers were very understanding, and that's one of the reasons that I love readers, because they do understand. And then we had Peril and Prayer. Now, as you can see, the cat is a lot bigger on the cover of Peril and Prayer, isn't it? Yeah. And Sister Lou is really teeny in the background. So the cat is even more prominent on this second story. But since I was overruled with the Mayhem and Mass cover, I didn't say anything when Peril and Prayer came out. And I want to tell you a story. So one night, I was running on my treadmill, and something told me to check my emails. So I stopped the treadmill, I checked my emails, it was about 6 o'clock in the evening, and there's an email from my publisher. "Hey Patricia, we wanted you to see this ad that we're placing in Modern Cat magazine." I was startled. So I launched the ad, and it's this beautiful 4-color ad featuring 4 other cozy mystery books, and under each cover there's a tagline. And for example, the first tagline, it reads, "Daisy and her psychic cat solve a murder." And the second tagline reads something like, "Tammy and her wise cat find clues on this murder." And then Peril and Prayer, "Sister Lou and her beloved cat solve murders." I thought, oh no, Sister Lou doesn't have a cat, much less a beloved cat. So what are we going to do? I immediately responded to the email and I said, hey, it's Patricia. Sister Lou doesn't have a cat. So is there a way that we can remove Peril and Prayer from that ad? And then the next morning at 8 o'clock, I left a voicemail message. Hey, how is everyone? About that ad, can we talk? My editor called my agent and asked my agent to ask me to add a cat to Peril and Prayer because it was too late to pull the ad. And that's how we ended up with a stray cat in Peril and Prayer. It's because of the ad in Modern Cat Magazine. I just wanted to share that anecdote with you so that you know a little bit of the behind the scenes in creating Peril and Prayer. I hope that anecdote and this book chat has piqued your interest in Peril and Prayer and in the Sister Lou mysteries in general. If you'd like to find out even more about the Sister Lou Mystery series, please visit my website, patriciasargeant.com. There's a hyperlink to my website in the dialog box below this video. You'll also find hyperlinks to friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, to subscribe to my free author e-newsletter, and to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you like this book chat, please give it a thumbs up and share the link with your friends. Until next time, when we discuss a new book, happy reading.